Gilliam-Morrissey with SRN Media here at the Code Her Conference 2016 in Washington, D.C., sponsored by DC Web Women and the Washington Post. We have the pleasure of capturing the attention of Dionna Green, who is a native to the DMV, as we call it. So I want you to share out a little bit about your experience in the workshop you attended this morning and how you are going to apply what you've learned in your everyday experience as a techie.
Right. Well, I went to the introduction to SAS, which is a programming language that it kind of soups up CSS, cascading style sheets. It was a really good interactive lecture. And then the speaker actually helped us get things on our onto our computers so that we could begin programming in SAS. And what I'm planning to do with it is take it by storm. She gave us a lot of resources that we can use to research and learn how to use SAS in our everyday life. She answered a lot of questions, and I thought the most interesting thing that I learned about SAS was that it actually is something good to start at the beginning of the design process. So I think that I do a lot of design work behind the scenes with the designers. Actually, I do a lot of work with the designers behind the scenes. So what I want to do is help put them into a direction that can help them with their websites so that they know exactly what they need to do and how to incorporate
I just
that
got
code.
captured by the side conversation, and she talked about having been in coding since she was 10. So I want you to talk a little bit, Dionna, about the importance of being engrafted in the STEM culture at a young age. So you were into STEM before the acronym STEM was even thought of.
Yes.
So talk about what you were doing at the age of 10 and how that has carried you to your interests to where you are now.
Well, when I was 10 years old, I'll just preface it by saying I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather. So my grandmother brought us a programming book, and I was fascinated by the project that I was working on. And basically, you could create a rabbit out of the letter R and make that rabbit jump across the screen. And so I said, wow, I can actually write this line of code to make this happen. So I did it, and I made typos and things like that. But I finally got that rabbit to actually bounce across the screen. And then from there, my grandmother taught me you need to be able to type. And so I started typing. And then I went to the Western School of Technology and I learned how to program when they had like key punch cards. So it was really back in the day. And then we learned how to program and learned how to flow chart. And then after that, I just continued to build upon it. And then I veered off a little bit and then I came on back. And so what happened is I ended up going to a web certification course at UMUC. And the first thing I did back in probably 1999 is write a web page. And when I realized that what I could do, all this code that I had learned from like when I was 10 and when there were bulletin board systems and there wasn't the web, when I learned, wait a minute, I can make this live and other people can use it, it just fielded my desire to continue to build upon it. And that's how I pretty much grew to where I am today. And I've started working with a lot of name brand businesses and just going forward in my profession. And it really started when I was 10. And if I didn't have that opportunity, then I probably wouldn't be here in this program.
So I hear the lesson is that someone who loved you nurtured that drive within you.
Yes.
So, and again, see where that has placed you today.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for sharing your personal story on that.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.